What's up, rookie house flippers? Jackson Wilkie with the Ground Up House Flipping channel. You're gonna hear a documentary style video today. My house flip, number 2, it isn't selling. It's sitting. We're actually gonna pull it off the market, stay, all this crazy shit. So what I wanna do is just jump right into it. You're gonna hear me talk to the stager, talk to my agent. If you're gonna be a house flipper, selling it might be the most difficult part of it. So what we'll do is what I always do. I document my entire journey starting a house flipping business, and now we're having issues selling the flips. So let's get into it. So we've had our second flip, Honeycut, listed now. We're coming up on the second weekend, give or take. Really no traffic at all, probably pricing. And then this week we've had flooding and rain all week in Houston. That's probably slowed some stuff down too, but not like overly stressed about it. You know, you do get into these like, oh, I'll just sell it so quick, it's amazing. But you do have to realize, I guess, if you are gonna be flipping in lower, how do you say it, lower income areas, and you're gonna have some of the higher priced, you know, inventory there, it can make things a little bit more difficult. And I talked to Ozzy about it, my listing agent, and just was like, you know, hey, what's the plan? How are things going? And, you know, what he said is basically, I think, and so what I'm going to do is, my plan is, I think I'm going to stage this thing. I have thoughts of like pulling the listing off and getting it staged, and because we've been wanting to stage, you know, I think I've talked about this on this channel a lot, and there's so many, like, you know, reports out there and data points of just, you know, how well staged houses do. So if you're going to be that expensive, then you really got to sell the dream. It's something that I think we want to do, and then maybe go back on the market at $5,000 or $10,000 less. Again, our ARV when we were shooting for was in the 180 price point, you know, 179, 175, 180. We listed at 200, and I thought it was actually a good idea because there's some priced above us. So maybe we come in at 195, fully staged up, you know, redo the pictures. So I'm going to try and I'm going to call actually a stager right now. And I just kind of want to pick her brain. This is Ozzy's, you know, who he recommends. And there's obviously stagers nationally. It's not too difficult, but I want to just talk to somebody, get some insight. Maybe they've gone through this exact scenario before. And if you've already listed, are you kind of screwed, you know, now, or is it worth staging it? So we'll see if she answers. I'm going to give her a call.
Hi, this is Larissa Bodick. Please leave your name, number, and the time that you called, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thanks, and have a great day.
Hi, Larissa. My name's Jackson. I got your contact information from Ozzy Ramirez. I have a property that I'm thinking about staging, and then a second one that I would be looking at some staging as well. If you could give me a call back as soon as you get this. All right, so what you're gonna do next time you see me on here is she's gonna be calling me back, and I will record all of that, and then I'll record a conversation that I have with Ozzy, you know, about maybe this strategy, or, you know, and that's what I talked to Hard Money Joe about. He said, dude, it's totally normal. Sometimes, you know, it just is a 30-day, you know, on market type of thing, like days on market, DOM, right? When we looked at, remember, I've done this on this channel a bunch of, like, days on market really low, you know, 15 to 30 days, you know, 7 days. So this might be one that it just sits on there for 15, 30 days, and we get, you know, a good offer and we move on. So again, not super stressing, but just wondering if pulling it, staging it, a couple new pictures of that staged living room, getting more traffic in there, if that's going to help us. So we'll see when she calls back. All right, so I was able to get a hold of her, and you're gonna hear this. It's really fascinating. She's been doing it for 15 years. I don't wanna spoil the story at all, but you're gonna hear her psychology behind this. And guys, I think these are the things that never get talked about, but it's crucial if you're gonna be starting a house flipping business. I always heard these flippers. In fact, when I was talking with Christian at that house, the fourth house that I didn't buy it, somebody else did. And I found out, actually, I finally found Christian, and let me, I can find the Facebook message because I found him finally. He goes, dude, I lost your number. I didn't save it. I was pissed off. And he said he almost got it. They said 140,000 locks it up. You can see right there, I was at 135,000. So he was at 135 and didn't get it. So again, he was only, you know, that was a bigger project, so a little bit bigger spread, but his is like double my money, you know, and I'm looking for like, you know, 40K, 50K. That's kind of my goal. And some of these people are okay putting in 8 grand and making 8 grand. I think that's kind of crazy, but he put in at 135 and didn't get it. So that means somebody else put in it probably 145. I'm kind of going off of a tangent here, but I talked to the gal who sent it to me, who I thought I was the only one, and she said they got a full price. So man, that's a tough flip right there, getting it at I think 145, 150,000 or whatever it was. But anyways, I was talking to him and he just is like, I expect at least, 45 days on market, on some of these smaller flips. So I'm learning this now. The very first flip that we did in Kingwood, that's an area where if you build an amazing product, it goes like that. That's, I guess, what used to living up in this market. Things go quick if they're very nice. And now I'm like talking to Hard Money Joe and Ozzy. Actually, I'll show you some messages from Ozzy. So now you can hear from a listing agent perspective who's done hundreds of these. And then you're going to hear from the stager. It's important, guys. Like, if I'm going to document this entire house flipping journey, I'm not just going to continue to tour houses, buy them, and like, you need to hear the intricacies, because some of this stuff is taking me 2-3 weeks in order to develop it. Just like this staging thing. This video I'm shooting right now is probably a week and a half before, like, you're going to hear from her. I'm now a week and a half, 2 weeks ahead, and we just relisted it, and I've got all new information that I'm going to give you even after talking to her. So now you're going to hear her, and then we did it, and now we've been listed for a few days. So after that, I will go through it. Here's what happened. We were kind of texting back and forth, and then I texted him and I said, I'm there in the green. Man, I can't believe how slow Honeycut is. I almost wonder if we take it off, stage it, and relist it. He said, honestly, it's a weird time in the market. I think DOM, which is days on market, so you ever see that it's days on market. Where am I at here? I'm floating away. Is just longer than it used to be. I have a hot one right now in TC. I believe that's Texas City. I priced it to fly under 250, built in 2015, only 3 showings in a month. I think we were just looking at 30+ day on market. I think we have to pay attention, price adjust every 2 to 3 weeks, in 2 to 3 week sets. I said, okay, perfect. I get that, but I really want to stage this thing and maybe take new pictures to add some life. We love staging. I'll obviously pay for the staging. He said, dude, I'm sorry, this is really hard. This phone is heavy. It's your call. It's a good experiment to see how it works. And then I was like, do you have a great staging company? We'll do new pictures, whatever. So fast forward, what I want you to do is I want you to hear her, because if you're going to be listing any flip, you need to hear what she says. And it's very important, because I didn't get any butts through the door. We had a ton of people look at it. Here's the new stuff, just a little teaser, new pictures. We've got, hundreds and hundreds of views and 50 saves, and even on the first one we had that, and I think we had 1 person through it. So yes, longer days on market, but you don't want to overprice a listing now. Like, I don't think we overpriced it. I think we just priced it high because we had something great, but then we under delivered. You know what I mean? And so, and if you guys are out here and you're like active flippers, what the hell are you doing not commenting down below your strategies? I want to know. Now I've been reading all these stories and all these, studies and stuff of staged versus not staged. It's overwhelmingly, if you stage a property, you're gonna net higher profits, you're gonna sell quicker. So I think going forward, no matter what, there's just zero question we're gonna stage. And that's something that my wife and I have been talking about. So let's listen to her, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna show you everything that's updated after doing what she told us. So real quick though, guys, help me out. You gotta hit that like button. This is a little teeny baby channel and it's helping so many of you. The only thing that I ask for is that you hit the like button. And at the same time, again, before we listen to her, overwhelming. You guys know who you are. I think I've had 15 people reach out already who want to learn from us. So what we're doing is we're building an academy. Doesn't cost you anything, but you're gonna come in and learn the trade of wholesaling. We're gonna provide lists, weekly training, a whole entire course. And then, every deal that you close, it's all going to be tracked with systems and stuff. You get paid on that. So shoot me an email, invest@realagentnow.com, and say, hey, I want to learn more about this apprenticeship. I guess we'll call it the ground up apprenticeship. Just made that up. And it's no fluff. We're not trapping you into anything. Again, I am as raw and honest as it can be. It's just, hey, I need more deals. And you guys are wanting to learn. I think it's a perfect trade. It's something that you don't have to go invest a ton of or any money into, and you're gonna learn from Money Mike, Hard Money Joe. This thing is really turning out. We already got a great community, so reach out to me to learn more about that, homies. Now let's go to the staging.
I just wanted to, reach out to you and, see what we could do. I feel terrible that it's sitting there and that you haven't had any showings.
Yeah. No, for sure. I would love to just pick your brain about all of this, and pretty new into flipping too, and just want to see what the best avenue is, for this one and then going forward.
Okay. So I since I got your message and I talked to Sandra for a second just to make sure that, she wanted to make sure I got your message, but I was in a house when you called.
Oh.
And so I looked at the pictures just for a minute, but when I get stopped, I'm going to look at them in more detail.
Okay.
I do think it looks like it's a very cute house,
mm-hmm.
and it looks very white in the pictures, which is great because, that's what we want, right? Is clean, neutral, move-in ready. And so you did that right. But I just want to try to look around and see what's wrong, like in that neighborhood.
Yep.
And see how, if there's any competition, how we can beat that.
Okay.
Of course. And how we look.
Yep.
And but I wanted to be, I don't know how much you know about staging, but I wanted to be upfront and tell you that, when I stage a house, especially a smaller house like that one, right, I just warm it up. I just do the kitchen, the bathrooms, maybe depending upon in that house specifically, I need to look at where I would do that, because I don't think I saw a fireplace when I was just flipping through, like where I would put a piece of art or a couple little, some things of art, but just to get some color in there.
Yeah.
And
that's what
and then
missing.
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like that's what it's missing, and the pictures are beautiful and bright, but it's just squares and nothing to it. So I'm like, I just want to get the feeling going in there.
No, I do too. And then if there's any, and at least just to try to see if we can get someone in the door. The other thing that I feel like you could do, and like I said, I want to look at the pictures online and see if this is even an issue. But sometimes, we have what I call layout questions, where someone might say to themselves, or ask themselves, hey, well, where am I supposed to put my couch? Or where am I supposed to put my TV? Or where would my breakfast room table go? Or something like that. And so I'm going to look at those pictures and make sure that if we do have those kinds of questions, or we might, that we answer them.
Okay.
And the way to do that in a cost-effective manner is to virtually stage it. Okay. So you do like I go over there and I put some stuff over there, and then like their people or whoever you have, take the pictures. We'll go over there, and Christian is the one that does it for Ozzy, and then virtually, he drops some furniture in there.
Yep.
And then, but it's still he adds it in around what I have, which is, I just love that. It's just like really is almost, I call it just magic, like the perfect thing, and magically, and that for value and for what we're trying to achieve.
Great.
So I'll look at that and I'll let you know, just so I charge $75 an hour. It doesn't, for a house that size, it's not going to take me more than a couple hours. That's including me loading my car, taking it over there, and then picking it up after appraisal. I always pick it up after appraisal just to make sure, because otherwise we jinx, and then we don't want that. And I'll just send you an invoice whenever I'm done. And the only thing I would need is I have to have access to the house, because they don't love strangers and don't give us supers. So super access.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay. All right. And
so real quick, $75 an hour for the consultation, and then how much is it for like the?
It's all together. It's all together. So I don't charge you a rental fee for those items unless that stuff is in that house for longer than 2 months. If it's in there longer than 2 months, then it's $75 a month. But that's not going to happen to you.
Okay. Perfect.
So in other words, I won't go over there and consult. I'm just going to, unless you want me to.
No.
I'm going to look at the pictures, because that's an extra fee. I'm going to look at and I'm all about not doing that. I look at the pictures, and then I pick out what I'm going to take over there, and I go put it over there, and then I walk away. And that whole thing generally is not more than, 2-ish hours.
Okay.
Sometimes 3. It just depends.
Okay.
But usually, I can figure out what I'm going to take and load my car and get it over there and put it all out, and then pick it all up whenever you're ready.
Sweet.
And within a 3-hour window.
Okay. And is that, what about so you won't do couches or beds or none of that? It's more just.
No.
Okay.
But I do the kitchen, the bathrooms, and some art.
Okay.
It depending upon where I think it should be positioned in that specific house, right?
Okay. Yep.
But if you want furniture, okay, because that's what I'm saying. And then you drop in digital furniture around it through Christian.
Yep.
Ozzy's photographer. Okay.
Yep. And
I don't know if that's an extra thing on that, by the way. I should say
that's fine.
But But if you want furniture, that is a whole nother ballgame.
Okay.
And so we would just need to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And because I do not personally, I used to, but in this day and age, I don't really need it anymore. But I outsource that. I third party that. Okay. So if you want that, then it's no matter what you do, no matter where it is, it's a 3-month minimum rental. Okay. And it's usually the base cost for that is about $1,500 to $3,000.
Yep.
I wish I was kidding about that.
No, I know. Well, let me ask you real quick, like, and sorry, new to this, and I just want to really know.
No, it's fine.
You have really good success with more of just like the art, the kitchen,
That's right.
And then digital, and people don't have a problem like walking in and being able to see it now because they saw it in the pictures, or what?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Now, of course, there are some people that it's not like 100%, right?
Yep.
I mean, there are some people who can't see that and who get in there and who think that. And if that continues, let's just say if that is the issue, and it continues to be the issue, we do need to do something. We will need to go Facebook Marketplace, buy a couch, borrow one from your house, go rent one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, we got to do it. We will have to figure it out because you can't sit there like that.
Yep.
And we'll know pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying it is a little concerning to me. I just looked at the price and it said $200,000 Baytown. It's completely redone, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I really need to study these pictures and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
But I've been doing this 15 years. Okay.
Sweet.
So when someone doesn't come, when they don't come in the door, like at all, it's from the photos, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because that's what they see. That's what they're looking at. And they've made a decision not to come. And so there's only really, they wouldn't even know there was a layout problem, right? So there's only 3 reasons, and that's got to be price. I always say it's price is usually my issue. I won't lie. Price or what it looks like. They don't even technically know where it's located because they hadn't been there. Unless they really got in their car and they drove over there and they saw it. Okay. So the only thing I could see from the pictures, and again, I didn't study them because I was in the car and I was sitting at a stoplight and I looked at it. Yeah. Okay. And the first thing I did notice was that I wish that the outside railings and underneath, like that, first of all, I didn't even see underneath that porch, okay, on the top, like they were painted. Nobody wants to see. Thank you. Yep. And that, yeah, I wish that was all painted.
That was, my wife wanted them painted too, and it didn't get painted, and then we were just like, okay, let's go.
No, right, you get done, right?
Yeah. And if you were going to paint that personally, would you stain it, or like, what would you do?
No, I would either paint it the trim color or the body of the house.
Okay.
And actually that was something that I looked at it. I was looking at it thinking, boy, what color would I paint it? Yeah. Right. And I think you couldn't go wrong in either way, but I think it would look very cutesy, kind of, because of the spindles. Yeah. If it were black, it would just be darling. But I also think you couldn't go wrong if it was just all white. Yeah. Right. The other thing I noticed immediately was I looked at it and I said, okay, and this is me now. I'm visual, so most people aren't. And right away I went, okay, it's on not center box, pier and beam. What's the word?
Yes. Pier and beam like style. Yeah. Yep. Blocks.
Yeah. Right. So then I looked right away at when it was built. It said 1950. I was like, okay, makes sense. Yep. And but I'm fast. Just like, okay. So, but then when I was swiping and I went right in the door and I was like, okay, this is all new. Yeah. Flooring's new, paint is new, it's all white. And I just thought, gosh, we need stuff. Okay. But the first picture did jump out at me. I won't lie. Yeah. Okay. So but don't feel like right this minute that's something you need to do. Let me look at it. Okay. And then I'll call you and tell you what I think before I even go over there. Yeah. Because I just want you to, like, if they're going to reshoot it, because I do want them to reshoot it after.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Right. But I'm saying that and like, I don't know what their budget is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to kill me. But that's just my professional opinion, what I think. Yep. And then, but let me just look at those photos.
Sweet.
How do you feel about the price? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What
the other thing I wanted to note to you is what we did is we converted the garage into a new like primary suite. So it's a massive primary bedroom with because it was a 2-bed, 1-bath house. Now it's a 3-2. So it has like its own private master bedroom, full bathroom, kitchen, you know, or sorry, full bathroom in there that's really, really large. So like a, you know, I don't know if you can even tell that from the pictures because there's like 2 rooms and a bathroom. And then if they showed the primary with maybe a digitally staged, like full bed, you know, king bed type thing and some painting, I think that would help too, maybe.
No, they need that. I think you should do it.
Because I don't know if people get that.
No, they may not get it. And that's what I'm trying to say is that they don't understand it. We have to answer that question for them.
Okay.
And it's cheaper every single time to do digital staging, especially on a house that's that price point, right?
Yep.
And so we've just got to get them in the door.
Okay.
Once they're in the door, hopefully it meets for criteria.
Yep.
And so we don't want them to ask the question, what is this supposed to be? No way.
Okay.
And you can make notes on photos. Like I've seen people write, you know, master bedroom, you know, study / you know, nursery or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's on there because I wasn't looking.
But
I would answer that. The other thing is with virtual staging, you get way more than you would if you went and rented all that. Right. You know, they can do a bed and end tables and lamps and a dresser and TV and, you know, all that. So, next question is, when would you want it? I mean, obviously, I know everybody says ASAP, but ideally, would you know when you would want to do it?
Yesterday.
Right, I know. I figured that. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, that was my other thought is like, okay, this week with all the flooding and rain, like, I don't think anybody's looking anyways. Maybe we just like pull the listing off, get the you know, your little staging done, get the virtual done in the pictures, put it back up and reduce the price a little bit as like almost like a new one, you know?
Yeah. No, and I think you can do that. There's something else I see is that, I'm looking at the pictures because now I'm on Flower Street. Oven, dishwasher.
So that's supposed to be, they were going to digitally stage us a stove because we didn't have it yet, but it should be in there now. Yes, it comes with stove, microwave, oven.
Okay. You know, I can't tell what these rooms are.
Right.
At all. Not at all. Other than the bathrooms.
Right.
And they're cute and be the bathrooms. I mean, really, just absolutely darling. I love them a lot.
Yep.
Like those are bathrooms where I don't like to even add shower curtains because I'm like, really? Okay. I'm not covering anything up, but I'm probably going to. And then, it is not obvious to me what those other rooms are at all. And the pictures I'm looking at, hold on one second, let me see. And that's on HAR. There's no stove in there.
Yeah, no, there's not. That's what I mean. We were supposed to get it digitally put in there, but my contractor said he's putting one in that, you know, the microwave and all that. And if it's not there, like digitally put in at least, because we are going to put one in there so that FHA people, you know, can get loans on it.
Sure. And then here's my next question: where's the driveway?
It's just that little one on the right there. It's
on the right.
Yep, on the right side where the windows are.
Yeah, I see that.
Let's see.
And then the grass, I see, because it's just kind of a little hard to tell.
Yeah,
but
if you look at the front, one of the front pictures, it's a very small little driveway, and then there's a window on the right.
Okay. That's okay. I think we need. Look, and then something I don't provide, but I think we can do, and if you want me to, and sometimes my guys have wives, and they're like, my wife's got it. But I mean, I think we need a welcome mat. I think we need a wreath on the front door. I think if there's any way we can do some little flowers or something. But I think if we've got to fix this kitchen picture, that is number one.
Okay.
I don't see a stove. I don't see a dishwasher. You said there is a dishwasher?
I don't know about the dishwasher. That's a good point.
Okay.
I don't know if we did put one in there.
Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah, we didn't.
That's okay. For $200,000,
right?
They're gonna live. Okay, and they can just get a roll around dishwasher.
They do have a new laundry. They do have a laundry room now, though.
Okay, good. That's funny. You're fucking cracking me up because they didn't have one before. Yeah,
and it was so small. It was like very small. It was actually just in the garage on the floor, on the dirt, basically.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, we're gonna figure it out. It's all gonna work.
Okay.
One day at a time. Okay. All right. Well, let me please call them right now and have them put that picture of that stove in there.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
I want that in there. And they don't need to wait on me to digitally stage any rooms because it just needs to happen.
Okay.
And I can make it cute around it. I'm not going to worry about it.
Perfect.
But if they could do that, I think it's going to help, especially that master.
Yeah, that's the big one. And then do you feel like maybe it's best we just pull it off for this weekend?
I would.
Yeah, I think so too. And let you do your thing.
Let's
and then we ain't got to rush the digital.
Yeah. No, right? And I always say rush means mess. So let's just, let's pull it. Let's get this all done, and then we'll put it back on.
Okay, sweet.
Then your days are going to start over. I think that's how that works.
Yes,
and then
it does.
you'll be okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then just give me till just give me a way to get in, okay? I just need like a lockbox, a key, something. Are you close to it?
I am not, but I believe there is a lockbox on it that's not super. We had one on there, so I believe it's still on there. Let me double check that right now, and I'll get you that.
Just double check and text me and let me know. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Anytime. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's what, I did a video the other day, and I was like, the 5 stages of flipping, right? And the 5th one was listing it. And I think, when you talk to the gurus or listen to the video, they don't typically talk about this point, like, should you stage it, should you not? What do those pictures need to look like? Should you paint, railings? All of these things, because as you sit there for weeks, like, put yourself in the shoes. Like, you're a buyer right now, you're gonna go buy a house, and you look online and it says, like, been on the market 30 days and price reduction. Immediately the first thing in your mind is, why is that sitting? And 2, if it's already taken 1 price reduction, I already know I can come in lower. Like that, I feel like that's your initial thought. So I know going forward 1000%, we're gonna probably fully stage these flips no matter what. My wife, that's her like favorite thing to do anyways. We're just gonna do it. I'll spend, money, a couple $1,000s, whatever, buying furniture, and we'll store it somewhere and stage these things. Or we'll find a great staging company, like she said, who can just come in and do that, each time, and you spend $1,500, $2,000. But what's the cost of $2,000 to get it staged? And now I've already sat for 2 weeks, right? So if you guys want to see real quick, which I know you do, you love my videos here, I will be honest with you. I just had a payment come up, which I was gonna have to pay anyways, right? But now I might have some more payment. I'm 2 weeks into this, right? I have 2 loans going right now, so I just got hit, with $2,500 payment. So every month I'm gonna get hit $2,500 more. Your profit goes dink, dink, lower and lower. So we're hauling ass. We're getting these flips done because my contractor's amazing and he's just like in and out. But the listing photos, it can be everything. And I looked online. I was looking at like Zillow and Har. We actually have like some of the most views and we have some of the most saves. But if people aren't going to it, she's right. Like there's something off in it, and it's probably that freaking stove. We need to at least get that digitally. I'm gonna call my contractor right now, and I might ask him how quick and how much to paint the front of that, and then maybe talk with my wife about doing it. But at the end of the day, I need to make sure that the stove is in there, and if not, we got to get that in ASAP. All right, now after listening to her, and you kind of saw the old pictures where it's beautiful, it's bright, it's white, I love it. But again, it just had I was talking to another guy and he looked at the pictures because he does flips in another market. And he goes, it just like, there's nothing that stands out. There's no context to it. There's no, you know what I mean? So anyways, I'll stop rambling. This is the freshest look at our Zillow listing, right? So we did the price cut, and this is the crappy part. We pulled it off the market for a week, so now I lost a week of marketing. You come back on and it says price cut. So Zillow remembers this. Now I think what we're going to be doing is basically we've had 2 showings and we listed it probably 3 days ago, but that's okay because we listed it on like a Saturday or a Sunday, so I know that's not the best, but we needed to get it back on the market. And now I'm at the point where I just realized, talking to Hard Money Joe, all these other flippers, like, yes, in these areas that I'm in currently, it's probably 30 days on market. It's just what it is. So it doesn't mean we can't fetch a full price offer. It's just going to take, a couple weeks, but we are getting some showings now. And the reason we priced it at $185, you're probably like, okay, you already took a $15,000 haircut. What's going on? Well, let's talk about our reasoning behind this. So I called up Ozzy, and I was out with my family doing stuff, so I didn't have the chance to record it, but don't worry, I can give you exactly what we said. And I'm like, okay, so did we make sure that we got the stove pictures, that everything done? And I didn't even mention it. As you saw in the pictures, we went through and we painted this. So now, I mean, don't you think that's a lot better look than having the raw wood there? And then the other aspect of this is the staging. So what she did is she came in, put a few things in there and some pictures on the wall. Like she mentioned, this is all virtual staging. So Ozzy's team, except for this, now we got that put in. The cool thing about this is, hey, there's a silver lining to anything. I'm a glass half full guy. By my contractor not, finding a bad one, and then, kind of took forever to get it in there, which kind of sucked because we listed it and had to unlist it. But at the same time, we found a guy who finds these dishwasher, stove, microwave. This is real. This is not staged. And for $600 for all 3 of them. So we bought 6 packages of them. I think it was $3,000, and now we've got, you know, 2 other flips going right now. That's saving us. And then we found a bunch of flooring too for like 60 cents a foot. So now we're able to do that. This, you know, it just has a lot better of a look. I'm not saying it's amazing, but this does look a lot better, right, than just having a blank room like we had before. It does give you perspective of how big, you know, the room is. And then just at least when you walk in the door and see it, you get to see something. I think immediately, you know, if we get out of here, go back to the listing. Now we've been up for a couple days. Now we've already got another 401 views and 46 saves, and we've got a couple showings. And I don't know, again, this is going off of Zillow, but likely to sell faster than 94% nearby. I don't know really how they, I don't know, let's just judge it or read it. Our algorithm, can you guys see that? Yeah. Analyzes data including nearby home sales, property details, engagement to estimate how fast a home will sell. This is based on information from HAR over the last 3 months. HAR is the Houston area real estate. So I think, you know, obviously everything in this entire world bases itself off of engagement, just like YouTube does. The more you guys engage with a video, hit the like button and comment, the more it goes out. That's why I ask you to do that. That's the only thing I ask, man. I'm putting my whole life out there for you guys, but obviously this thing is tracking it. It's tracking people going through the pictures, and I didn't know this. I just read that with you guys, but that's pretty cool to see that as well. But I think now that we've got it staged, we've got it painted, when people go there, it's going to look a little better. We're hoping to really fetch a, you know, a higher, or not a higher offer, but at least at 185. Now again, when we were thinking about, when we bought this thing, it's 76,000 from Money Mike, which is how I met Money Mike. You know, we were thinking, okay, man, this thing is like in the 160, 170 range, and then maybe we can push it now that we did the garage conversion to like that 180 mark. So that's kind of where we were at anyways, and I hate it. And I've done this with our personal houses. Like, you kind of get excited and you list that really high. Once the ball starts rolling downhill and you start doing price cuts, you can't push it back up. You know what I mean? So the other aspect of this is you can't price too low, because if we did 160 to try and get multiple offers, what if you only get one? You know, you can't tell the person now to go up unless you're doing something I feel probably shady, like saying you got offers and you didn't. So I think pricing is really important. Me and Ozzy had the conversation now that I'll tell you about, and he said, all right, dude, he goes, tell me flat out, what do you want? Do you want an offer like within a week? Do you want an offer within like 30 days that's like pretty good? Or do you want to just go on the market for, you know, 45 to 60 days, maybe 90 days, and price that high and try and get maximum profit? And I'm like, well, if we go on 60 to 90 days, that's 3 months of hard money payments. You know, you're talking whatever I'm at, you know, 1,500 a copy, maybe a little more. You know, that, there goes your profits right there. I'd rather recoup that money. So I was like, why don't we kind of do like middle of the road? I don't want to just fire sell this thing. And so he was really at that like 180 to 190, 195-ish. And so 185 was kind of not a fire sale. He felt like if we do 180 right now, we sell it. He feels like 185, we're still going to be able to, you know, sell this thing pretty quick. Again, if you follow this channel, subscribe, you're going to see every update. And I've actually, you know, one of you viewers out there have already reached out to Ozzy as well to have him list one of your properties. He's also, you know, a guy who finds hundreds of investment properties, which we're doing now too in our Ground Up Academy. But these are all resources that you guys have as well. You can just shoot me an email, invest@realagentnow.com. I want to learn about this Ground Up Academy for, you know, free, crazy value. Or, hey, I'm in Houston, I need somebody to list my properties. Can you get me in contact with Ozzy? I got you, I can do that. But that's where we're at with this. We did the staging, and I'm telling you right now, without a question, every property that we do going forward, no matter what the size is, my wife's going to go in there. We're probably going to hire a staging company, or she's going to go in there and stage it. I don't care anymore. I've seen, you know, what happened. If you just stage it right out of the gate, maybe it's $1,200, maybe it's $1,500. I know you heard her say about $3,000. I don't, on a massive house maybe, but something like this, kitchen, master bedroom, I don't think, you know, I think from what the research I've done, $1,200-$1,500, and you actually get that for like a month or, you know, whatever. So that's probably the route that we're going to go going forward. Now make sure that you subscribe, because my next video has been, well, here's a little teaser. I wrote it down. Sorry, I'm just piece of paper kind of guy. I just realized that my son Hank wrote all over this thing. Right there, 4-224 to 5. God, I nicked my finger. That looks ugly. I'll use my thumb. 5/15/24. As you can see there, that is 1 month and almost 2 weeks that I have not been able to work on my third flip home. And do you guys remember, if you've been following me, I'm like, we'll get these permits in no time, probably working by next week. Yeah, it's been 6 mother trucking weeks. That means a lot of wasted time. That's payments that I, with nothing getting done. And I finally got the freaking confirmation email that we got our permits. That's gonna be a video. It won't be flashy. It's not vlogs. You're gonna wanna watch. 6 mother trucking weeks to get permits. It's a pain in the ass. You're gonna wanna see it. I have the whole entire thing recorded and documented. So subscribe to see that. And then I think one of the coolest things that I've done, I made this playlist. I went through and I was like, what are the best videos? If somebody wanted a house flip right now, every single thing they need to know to get started, get properties, get going, hard money, I made a free course. It's just a bunch of playlists of these videos. Start from video 1, watch them. Get out your notepad. Check that playlist out right there.